to BizChicks TV. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so you can build a profitable business that's fun to run. Here are your hosts.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. I'm Terralina from BizChicks, and I'm here with my co-host and friend, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. And we're the BizChicks. So every Monday, we like to come with something that we hope will help you improve in business and improve in your lifestyle. And today we're going to be talking about storytelling, which is one of my favorite things to do. and how it can help you build your brand. We've been looking at ways to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. So
Mhm.
I came up with this title, Fran, and let me see if it explains what we're going to be talking about today. Small stories make great brands. And
Mhm.
then I saw yours that said hooked in 15 seconds. Okay. So let's talk more about that.
Let's do.
Mhm.
So we are unpacking the secret to grabbing attention fast.
Mhm.
Right now, attention is key. Um, if you don't have attention, you're probably not going to have a buyer. You're probably not going to have customers or whatever. You have to get people's attention.
Mhm.
But in this microwave world that we're living in, you have to get their attention very, very quickly. How do you do that?
Mhm.
People are struggling to connect with their audience. And okay, TJ has been teaching us, and you'll see her tomorrow, but she's been teaching us about everything is online.
Mhm.
Everything is online. And so you have about 15 seconds to catch somebody's attention. You,
Okay.
you've done it yourself. You click into a website, and if they don't give you what you were promised within the first few seconds, you're out looking for
Absolutely.
the answer. We have all of our AI assistants, and
Mhm.
we want answers when
We want it
immediate,
now. We
right?
want it in seconds.
We want immediate answers.
Mhm.
And so your customers are like that too. They are programmed to get things immediately. They don't have time for you to tell how you went through the snow and up the mountain to we want a story, but we want that story in about 15 seconds.
So we want something succinct, straight to the point, no fluff, just tip. Okay, cut across the
And
field, get to it.
right. And it still needs to be a story.
Mhm.
And, telling a full, emotional, and impactful story in just a few seconds.
Mhm.
This will be used on like social media, like Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, for emails, even in your sales copy. I'm noticing a lot more ads, even though they're coming up on TV, like if I'm watching a movie on Prime Video or something, the ads come in, but the ads are about 10 or 15 seconds. Those
Yes.
ads are not where they used to be 30 seconds, 1 minute. Now, the pharmaceutical apps tend to
To
go
be a
on and
while.
on, but I scrub past those anyway or kind of mute them. You don't want to be
Mhm.
muted.
Mm. There you go.
Yeah, you don't want people to scroll past you, and you don't want to be muted. So
You don't want
um,
to become the bathroom break.
uh, that is really good. That right there is really, really, really good. So, what is storytelling?
Mhm.
What what does that constitute? What is a good story type thing? Let me see here. I got a couple of notes. Um, okay, did we not?
Well,
Okay,
I've
go
got
ahead.
I got a couple of examples.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
Um, Here's one about an apparel brand, how they decided to do a purpose-driven pivot. It said, okay, so we were just making t-shirts until one night, our founder saw a kid using a torn hoodie for a pillow. That changed everything. Now, for every hoodie we sell, we give one to a child in need. So we're talking about doing style with with a story in this case. You see how quickly
Mhm.
that took you from, oh, there are t-shirt companies who, wow, they even switched what they did to sweatshirts after seeing this child in need and found a way that they could help. That makes you want to support the brand, doesn't it?
Right, because you can see them helping and seeing what they're all about.
So now you got a purpose-driven business. And when I buy something, I feel like I have contributed to help that purpose. And look how
Mhm.
quickly it took them to tell the story. I,
Instantly.
we were doing X, we saw Y, and we decided to do Z.
And some of these things are actually natural for us, but
Mhm.
when we get into social media and all of the things, and the gurus are saying what is natural becomes difficult sometimes. And we're
Exactly.
here to remind you that it can still be natural. That story
Exactly.
just kind of rolled off. It wasn't a okay and take one.
Yep. Now here's another quickie. Let's see. We started in a garage with a broken 3D printer and with one goal: fix everyday problems with smart tools. Our first product, a pocket sized screwdriver that sold
Mhm.
out in 48 hours. Now we've got a full line and total fans in 12 countries.
And
You
those
know,
micro stories.
and you can see, because you can put yourself in these stories, can't you? I'm in a
Yes.
garage. All I got is this little 3D printer and an idea. And social media. Here's the idea. Watch us print this now. Let's see what it can do. Oh wow, y'all want this? Here, click on the link.
Right. And you trust that better than the prepackaged, Coke and Pepsi that is there
The
was
instant 30-minute infomercial.
exactly. So the psychological appeal of stories always works, and
Mhm.
stories build trust faster than the facts.
There you go. There you go. For instance, we do tech. We help people solve their tech problems, take
Mhm.
the hassle out of their hustle, like how to process payments, how to navigate on their cell phones, things of that nature. So here's one that might touch your heart. Let's see. At 2 a.m. in the morning, a bakery owner called. Her payment system had crashed before
Mm.
the 5 in the morning rush. So we got her back online in 17 minutes. Now she calls us her secret ingredient. We're the tech team behind small business success.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Is that a story, or is that a story? You know what I
That
mean?
is a story, and it is true because we have solved many uh
On the
payment
spot,
processing stuff on the spot. Yeah.
especially during events. People
Yeah.
unable to, they're not prepared. They didn't update their system. They got there, they didn't have the charger or the
Or
whatever
the
it is they needed to make stuff work. They
right.
hadn't been in there in months, so they didn't know that things had changed. So that's kind of, yes,
Yeah, and the stories work. You
stories work.
you you relate to a story a lot more quickly than you do to people. Don't want to know, well, it has two batteries and this, and it has a that, and it has a that. It's like your eyes
They
roll
don't want
back
to
at
know
that.
that you helped them update their software. They don't want to know that. They just want to know, did she solve the problem in a timely manner so that I could get on with what I had to do?
Yes.
And that's what the story should encompass. No more, no less. And if you notice, these stories seem to be 3 sentences. At 2 a.m., a bakery owner called. Her payment system had crashed, so they stated the problem. We got her back online in 17 minutes. Solved the problem. Now what happens? She calls us her secret ingredient, and we're the tech team behind small business success. So problem solved. Problem stated. Problem solved. Appreciation is expressed.
And it's really that simple. And sometimes people get a little flustered and don't know how to do that. And there are companies that will teach you how to tell your story better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Terry can help you just write that story or help you convey that story. It's a communications strategy.
Mm-hmm.
It is just
It's a method. Tell them
there
what
you
you're going to tell them. Tell them what you told them.
And you still have to have the value. You still have to solve the problem. That
Mm-hmm.
you can't get away from.
Yeah. Now here's another quickie. A business, something built from struggle. It says our founder watched her mom lose customers because no one could fix her shop's tech in time. So she built a service that answers in minutes, not days. Now we help hundreds of businesses stay one step ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem was, you know how you get involved with tech companies? Well, put a ticket in and we'll call you back and da da da. People don't have time for that when they're in the midst of doing business.
There was a situation for one of our church clients.
Mm-hmm.
And the payment processing, something happened to it or whatever. And I was able to reach out to the payment processing people. And
Mm-hmm.
these people actually answered the phone on a Sunday.
Okay.
They answered. It wasn't type your message and we'll get to you in 48 hours. Okay. And if you have your message on your phone that says, hi, I'm so-and-so, and thank you for calling. I'll get back to you in the next 24 hours. You need to stop.
And see, that's something that we need to be aware of too, as business owners. People do not want to be put off until you're back in the office on Monday.
Or I'll call you at my convenience.
And it's still on a lot of people's voicemail.
At your convenience, I need help now.
It's inconvenient. Your convenience is inconvenient for me.
Inconvenience to me. Yeah. So that the company was able to solve my clients or our clients' situation. And I appreciated that because they were able to get in there quickly.
Okay.
I'm talking about within minutes after the request was made.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, contrast that to another payment provider that told us that you have to book an appointment on the calendar.
Put a ticket in, book an appointment on the calendar.
And we'll get to you in 24 hours, which Sunday is a big day for most ministries. And so now I got to wait until Monday or Tuesday for you to call me back about something that's happening on Sunday.
That's happening right now.
I was like, that company is going to be losing a little bit of business because we can't, and then we couldn't call you. There was no live human that I could talk to.
Okay, so you had to leave a message. And,
No,
and,
you couldn't
and
even leave a message. It
okay,
was,
now I'm really disturbed.
you have to put in your ticket or put in your thing, and we'll
Type it
call you
in.
back to, or book an appointment on the calendar, and we'll call you. And then you need to make sure you're available about 30 minutes or 10 minutes before that call happens, so that we can. I was like, oh no, 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 no. That is not a good
So
vibe.
you're hanging around the phone,
I
telling
need to.
anybody that calls in that window you can't talk to them because you might be getting a call from Boo Boo.
Right. And they were telling us, we're scheduled your call for this time. You need to be available 10 minutes
Mhm,
prior, and then and have your questions ready when we call. Okay, but the incident happened on 2 days ago,
mhm.
and when we needed you.
Wow.
Yes. So that was a horror story.
Mark has a comment. He,
Okay.
he says in a potentially great. Let me see if I can show this on the stream. Okay. Can you read that, Fran? And
Yeah, and a potentially greater challenge. Attention does not necessarily equate to a sale or brand identity, like commercials, where the jingle comedy captures attention, but not the product or the service.
mm,
Uh,
mm, mm.
Okay, how many times have you heard a jingle or something? Oh, that's cute, but you don't remember what the product was.
Well, I have seen, especially with these commercials for uh, pharmaceutical products. They're showing people having fun times, doing stuff, has nothing to do with what's going on. Meanwhile, the narrative is saying if you're allergic to this and allergic to that and this side effect, and I've even heard things like this product could result in death. Meanwhile, while they're showing pictures of people in swimming pools and on vacation, and talking about because people want the results, they're not paying attention to what's even happening in the narrative. So images are important to storytelling because they can distract from some really negative information that you need to convey in order to protect yourself legally if you're a pharmaceutical company, etc.
That okay, because then should you be even peddling that if you got to do all them smoke and mirrors? Anywho, hey, Driver Buzz, thank you for tuning in today. She and by the way, she has the best
How are
shower
you
soaps.
doing?
Mhm.
Mhm.
So looking at the little micro stories.
Mhm.
Um, now that Yolanda is here from Best Shower Soaps, she
Mhm.
was doing a thing
Mhm.
where she was showing how the soaps were made and doing
Mhm.
little stories. And today we're cutting. I would remember watching her. I think it was on Instagram. Could have been on something else, but TikTok maybe. And
Yeah.
she was cutting the soap and whatever, giving us a little glimpse into how the soap was made and what it was going to smell like when it was finished.
Backstory.
Yeah,
We
the story, the backstory of the
Mhm.
soap.
Exactly.
And then people buy the soap and they're still buying her soaps.
And they're probably still telling the story about how they watched it get made, etc.
And how it makes them feel after using the soap and the scent and all of the goodies that
And
come
I
from
can relate to that. I think, it's like watching someone make fine wine and then, ordering a bottle. Now you're at dinner and you're telling a story about how you watch them, the whole process and what it has to go through. I get it.
it. Yep. So micro stories are memorable and
Mhm.
repeatable. People keep
Mhm.
telling the story over and over and over again. And it helps reinforce brand identity and
Mhm.
values
And
consistently.
loyalty.
Yes, because you're going back to the place that made the hoodie, right?
Yes,
If I ever need
absolutely.
another hoodie, I'm going there, or I'll tell somebody else about this hoodie, or I
Mhm.
will, you're talking about the hoodie because they did so well
And
for you.
and when the hoodie brand shows up, people make assumptions about you as an individual, that you have empathy, compassion, because that's what that brand stands for.
Hmm.
It's like
So,
Tom's shoes,
right. So now you're connected with
the
so
purpose.
the purpose and the connectivity of the community. I'm a part
Mhm.
of that community. Remember the members
Exactly.
only jackets?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know what I was, people wanted a members only jacket, but they didn't know what they were becoming a member of. But
Mm-mm.
okay, but they just wanted that jacket. Oh, I want to have, and then the aviator glasses.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it was a thing to be socially connected in that way.
Mhm.
Um, so
Well,
another,
think about it. We are in a community.
mhm,
We're in the Apple community. You and I,
yep.
we use their products. There are things that we connect to for whatever
Mhm.
reason.
And their stories are very short okay, how about ease of use? How many times have we told the story of I wanted to sit down and do some work and I
Mhm.
was on a PC and
Mhm.
I'm doing control alt delete trying to fix stuff before I can even sit down to use the computer
And
to
how deep it's buried. The to get
had to go
to do
into the
the
bio.
activity.
Yeah,
Yes.
to go into the BIOS, and I got to reset this. And meanwhile, 30 minutes has gone by, and I'm trying to,
You're still working on fixing the computer.
and I'm like, most of the time when you have an idea, it's in the moment,
Mhm.
and you need to get to it. Well, that wasn't helping me. I have not had that situation happen to me since I started using Apple.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
can get on and I can write something on my phone and it'll be
It'll
on
be
my laptop or on my iPad. Wherever I am, there it's on all devices. Okay. I was working with somebody who was on a PC and I went to copy and you know how you can copy
and
from
pay.
one and paste it over to another device. I
Mhm.
was like, oh my gosh, I can't do it because I was on a PC. I could not copy from my phone and drop it to their
Mm. Mhm.
PC. I couldn't copy from their phone and drop it to their PC. I was like, oh my goodness, I am so happy with my system because this is a pain where now I got to email myself whatever it was
Exactly.
I'm going to send. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's wasting too much time.
And
So,
just figuring out the path to get it done, because you
right
gotta think differently because you're so used to it just being
in
instantaneous.
there,
It's like airdropping pictures to someone's phone. You know what I
right.
mean? Now I gotta figure out, okay, how do I send this to you? What's your email? That
And what's your and then
too
trying
big a
to share
file, da 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 da.
contact information, and you're like, okay, this is very difficult when we live.
Unnecessarily complicated.
Yes, and we are in an instantaneous world, and I
Mhm.
want to share information instantaneously. And now I gotta, okay, what kind of phone you got? Okay, and we have to go through this whole uh, episode to try and figure out how to get a-
And
information
you
from one
know,
device to
as
the other.
biz chicks, we do not like convoluted crap. That's not what we do here.
And this is our story. The reason why we even came up with Biz Chicks is because we were taking courses and we were sitting up there and what did he say and what? And it was very difficult to understand what the gist of this class was about this is back in the day when about 2013,
Mhm.
2014, when people were doing courses and they were telling their story, but they were telling this long story, but they never told you how to do whatever. We almost forgot why we was in
They never
class.
got to the point. Did they ever get to the point? It's like, okay, woo, talk about going around the mountain.
Mhm.
For
So we
40
want
years.
to, in your micro story, you want to get to the point, help people get to where
Mhm.
you want them to go, right? Um,
Mhm.
you want to get them from point A to point B seamlessly
Mhm.
with no friction, no, without them tripping over something. Come on, guys, you know how you're going on a hike and or the guide is in front of you and the guide tells you, okay, step over the log, and everybody come and the guide is helping you get to where you want to go, even though the trip could be arduous.
Mhm.
Is that a big word? It could be difficult, but the guide helps you get through the trip with ease so that
Mhm.
you didn't even notice that there were, the twigs that could trip you up and stuff. You didn't notice it all because the guide told you where to step and how to go.
Mhm.
This is what we want to do with your customers. Give them a way to know about who you are and help them over the little pain points that can come. And your little micro story will help them embrace you.
Mm. There you go.
Yep. So, and you've already given us the 3 points in the story. Here it talks about set the scenes, who, what, where, introduce the conflict, what went wrong or felt hard,
Mhm.
share the realization or lesson, what did you learn, and then extend the connection, why it matters to your audience. So, we have a challenge for you. We want you to write your micro story. Try it right now. Think of one small but meaningful moment from your journey, and then follow that formula, and then post it. And let us know in the comments that you posted it so we can go check it out. Post it on your Instagram or your LinkedIn, or you can post it on our BizChicks Instagram. Leave a comment on our BizChicks
Mhm.
Instagram, or in the comments here on the YouTube channel
Mhm.
under post. Put it in there. Share your micro story.
There you go.
You can email it as well to bizchicksnet@gmail.com if that works for you too. And tag us and let us know that you did it. So today we talked about the power of telling a micro story, hooked
Mhm.
in 15 seconds. And what was your title, Terry? Small stories make great brands.
Mhm.
Remember, you don't need a novel. We don't need War and Peace.
Please.
You just need a moment, because
Mhm.
one little story can change everything. So today we would like you to, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page and leave us a comment or a review and share your micro story with us. We want you to become a part of the Biz Chicks community. You can text Biz to 33777, or you can simply go to bizchicks.net. However you connect, we look forward to working with you, connecting with you, and helping you take the hassle out of your hustle.
Mhm.
Jay will be here on tomorrow, Tuesday. She will also help us. We are going through um, how AI is changing things. And then she's going over the stats. I think we're going to be looking at the US stats, because we are looked at the global stats and of
Mhm.
how people are online and what's happening. So you want to tune in tomorrow for that, because it ties in with this micro story, where you need to share your micro story, how
Mm.
you need to get your micro story out. You're going to learn a lot about that. And Terry, is there anything that you'd like to add before we sign off?
No, I just want to remind everybody that, hey, we're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. Have a great
All
day, everyone.
Take it away, Brittany.
Thank you for tuning in today. We trust you've learned something to help you build a more profitable business and take the hassle out of your hustle. See you next time.